Those days. I remember those days.
Hello, Vinyl Community. This is Tommy, and welcome to another musical adventure. Today's adventure is a bit of an advice video. I saw a question earlier on social media involving record conventions, and I thought, why not make a video about this? Now, some of you more seasoned veterans will probably be like, I don't need to see this video. You know what? That's fine. Go ahead and skip. That's all right. Go watch one of my other videos. Hey, if you haven't subscribed to the video, go ahead and do so, please. I appreciate it. And if you know somebody that's kind of new to record collecting and maybe getting into going to record shows and conventions, send them a link to the video. Send them my way. Let them look at it, especially if I say some things that you might be like, that's it. So this isn't designed to be comprehensive. There's probably stuff I'm going to miss out on. So feel free to comment below on what I may have missed, which I'm sure I will miss some stuff. Maybe there's a trick that I'm overlooking so I can't claim to be an expert on any of these things. I can just speak from my experience and hopefully pass that along to you and help you out in the future as you go record hunting. So here's my advice for record conventions and record shows. The first thing I'm going to tell you is bring cash money. Cash is king. And there's a lot of vendors now that take Venmo. They have the little cards. They take the Cash App and all that. That's fine and great, but cash will always speak the language. You can always get pretty far on a cash bill. Here's the thing about cash, and what works is a lot of vendors will work with you on price. They'll probably, especially if you're buying in bulk, like if you have like $30 worth of records, they may say, I'll take $25 for it. Most of them will tell you that, and that's great. Especially if you're using cash. A lot of people have upcharges on card use anyway. The other thing that leads to is have a budget. So like say I'm only going to spend this much, bring that much in cash. Now you may want to maybe finagle that a little bit and use your card on a few things and use cash on other things. That's fine, but know your limits. Because if you don't, you'll go in there, you'll end up overspending, overpaying, all of that good stuff. Now, the second thing I might mention, and it kind of ties in with that, is a little bit of haggling. I think it's okay to haggle. Now, look, don't be a jerk about it. Those vendors are there. A lot of them have traveled to be there. It's a lot of work to set up for these record shows, and they're not doing it for their health. They're there to make money. Here's the thing. If you ask nicely, most of them will just tell you, hey, look, I'll work with you on price. These prices aren't firm, and you'll know from the get-go. And don't lowball them. Don't go in and just be like, I'm just going to go for the lowest thing I can. Be fair about it. I mean, you know what you're wanting to spend. Be honest and fair about it. Because if you think you're going to go in and lowball, it's probably just not a good look for you or the vendor. So be cool about it. But like I said, I would encourage you, just ask. And I mean, the worst they can say is, no, these prices are firm. Okay, then you have the choice. You can buy them or not. Now, that goes into another thing I want to talk about, and that is to be patient. Record shows can be overwhelming. They're overwhelming for me. I can walk into them and see all the people and all the vendors, and you just kind of go, wow, this is so much. Here's the thing. If you go in, the first vendor you go to, you pull out that Fleetwood Mac record, you pay $40 for it, and then you go to 6 other booths, and it gets progressively cheaper each one you go to. And then you're going, man, I blew that $40 back there when I could have got it for a third of the price or even less. So be patient. Look around. Get a lay of the land. Check a few booths out before you start buying stuff. Because here's the thing. Chances are most vendors are going to bring their A-game material. A lot of the record shows I've been to recently have been top quality stuff. You're going to see your rare stuff, your stuff that makes you go, wow, holy smokes, this is great. But here's the thing. Look around and see what you've got or see what they've got, because there's going to be a lot there. Chances are there's going to be a lot of vendors, a lot of different prices, a lot of different conditions, all kinds of things. So give yourself time, be patient. Unless it's just that crazy grail and they're asking dirt cheap for it, give yourself some time and look around. Now that goes into the other thing, know your inventory. I have done this. I speak from personal experience. I've gone to record shows, bought records, and got mad at myself because I got home and I already had the record in my collection. Now, I use Discogs to keep up with my record collection. I'm not going to turn this video into debate about the qualities and all the bad things about Discogs. It's what I choose to use, and that's it. There are apps I'm sure that you can download. There are things that are there. My friend Sean, hi Sean, he prints his out and carries a binder with him. And so whatever works, but just know your inventory, know what you have, so that way it frees you up to buy things that you're really wanting to buy. Now that goes with another thing. As a side note, bring some tote bags. These are very helpful in record shows. A lot of record stores carry these handy tote bags. There's one from Morning Bell Records in Jackson, Mississippi. Here's my trusty Captain Beefheart Trout Mask replica fast and bulbous tote. They're very handy. You can put your records in and carry them around with you at the show and not have to worry about trying to keep up with them individually or anything like that. You can put them at your feet as you're flipping. So just bring a couple, bring a few, depending on how many records you're wanting to buy. Bring some totes and be ready. So again, it'll come in handy. For me, there's so much to look at. Know kind of what your prices are. That goes into sort of the know your limits, but know kind of what your pricing can be. I don't trust eBay as a good price indicator. Just because someone's asking $45 for a record on eBay does not mean that record is worth $45. Discogs, for all its faults, you can look up different pressings, and it usually will give you a high, median, and a low, and what something's currently selling for. These things fluctuate. What was worth $50 2 years ago may only be worth $25 now. And some vendor may have priced their record at $50 2 years ago, and now that record's worth half that, and they still have the $50 sticker on it. Now, having said that, my sister and my wife were laughing at me. We went to an antique mall here in my town recently, and I looked at the records they were selling there, and it was obscene. I was offended by the prices they were asking. Just because someone's willing to pay that, and I'm sure somebody will pay some of those prices for records, but I would say they don't know any better. Don't get ripped off. But, know what you've got, know what you're looking for, know what you're looking at. Now, not everyone's an expert on what everything is worth, so give the vendor the benefit of the doubt. Again, maybe you priced something 2 years ago, and that price is drastically different. But also kind of know yourself. I mean, I can't expect anyone to know what every record is worth. But you know what? Most of us have those handy little phones in our pockets. Look it up. Take time. Again, that goes back to the be patient part. Be patient about what you're buying. Don't just start grabbing stuff because you want it. Unless, of course, you're Mick Jagger and just have, a limitless supply of money and can buy as much as you want and spend as much as you want. Hey, if you're that, go ahead, do what you need to do. But most of us, people like me, I have to have limits. I can't just go in there just willy-nilly and buying everything you see. Interact, have a good time. And that's sort of my last piece of advice. Have fun. Part of the fun of record buying is the dig itself. You can buy most any record, from rare to valuable. You can buy most on Discogs or through any app that sells records. You can find stuff. But part of the fun for me is getting your hands on it, holding it up and looking at it, looking at the jacket, and just physically seeing that record in person, in your hand. Nothing beats that. And so have fun doing it. It doesn't have to be a stressful time. It doesn't have to be a time to get angry about anything. Just enjoy digging, enjoy flipping, because most record shows are going to have a lot to dig through. Give yourself time to dig through and look and find things that you like, find things that you want. Find things that are going to make you happy as a listener, as a buyer, as a collector, all those things. So there you go. Bring cash money. Cash is king. Know your inventory. Be prepared to haggle a little bit if need be. Bring something to tote the records in. Have fun. Enjoy. Know your limits. Have a budget. Those are all good basic sort of things to know going into any record show or convention. Now, I probably have missed some things because I've just been spouting this stuff off kind of from my own experience and off the top of my head. So if you are a more seasoned viewer, and I know I have quite a few, and you've made it this far into the video, comment down below on something I may have missed. That's what this video is all about. And again, share this with someone that you might think is kind of new to collecting, new to conventions, maybe kind of green a little bit about it. Feel free to share the video. That's what part of being in the vinyl community is about, is sharing these ideas and thoughts. And so just feel free to share it. Again, I thank everybody that subscribes. I thank everyone that watches. Have fun at the record convention. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.